to Hayden on halfway, right of centre, back to Lascelles, the middle of the three centre halves. Ritchie's available left, he gets it from Dunn, he's got space as well, and Atsu available inside. He's got room now. Joelinton in the middle, Almiron wants it, Atsu's found Joelinton, controls in the box, Joelinton scores! Newcastle United's number 9 is off and running. How he needed that goal. He looks relieved. Steve Bruce is calm by the side of the pitch, but those away fans go wild here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. A finish left-footed from close range from Joelinton, from Atsu's dinked ball in. 27 minutes gone. What about this? Spurs 0, Newcastle United 1. Diagonal ball. Atsu gets up, heads it away. Sean Longstaff to Matty. And Carroll, foot on it, through for Allen, right side, Joelinton in the middle, Allen plays it across, Joelinton has scored! After 20 matches without one, Joelinton finally has another goal for Newcastle United, and he runs straight over to Steve Bruce and hugs the Newcastle United boss. All the coaching staff gets involved. Allen, the debutant, with the ball across, having been released by Carroll, and finished at the Gallagher end by Joelinton. His first at St James's Park. 82 minutes gone. Newcastle United 4, Rochdale 0, and it's Joelinton.
Well, it's a great ball by the young man Allen. He's just got there and he's just whipped it into an area, and he's just got across the defender.
Forwards it comes. It's come here for Brown, cut near the corner of the area, goes down, nothing given. United play on, and Sean Longstaff looking for Joelinton. He's got the pace to get there, he's in behind. Joelinton to make it 2, he scores! Joelinton released by the ball forwards from Sean Longstaff, and with his right boot he steered it, guided it past Simon Eastwood and into the bottom right corner of the goal, and the Brazilian has his third goal of a tough first season for Newcastle United, and they are now in complete control of this FA Cup fourth round replay. A goal for Joelinton, 29 on the clock. Oxford United 0, Newcastle United 2.
Well, Dickie was treading water, wasn't he? Ball not knocked over the top, just couldn't stay with him. Good little finish. Joelinton kept his head, decent finish, good ball played over the top. They left themselves very vulnerable, Oxford. Dickie and Joelinton in a race. Dickie was never getting there, he's not the quickest.
To McBurney. 6'2" centre forward heads it down, but Newcastle have it back. Joelinton through for Almiron, left side in the box. Joelinton getting into the centre. Joelinton has scored! Joelinton has scored his second Premier League goal, his first since August, and he played it for Almiron, carried on his run and got on the end of the cutback from the Paraguayan. He has his fourth goal of the season, his first in the top flight at St James's Park. They're breaking again, Newcastle. Wilson to Joelinton, who's making a run right side, and he's played him in. Joelinton with only Dan to beat to get into the area. Joelinton onto his left in the box. Joelinton, it's gone in! Oh, Joelinton, dear. It's taken a deflection, but it's 2 goals in 2 minutes for Newcastle. And Joelinton, who created the first for Wilson, has surely going to claim the second goal. Left-footed shot, which sent the keeper the wrong way. And it's Crystal Palace 0, Newcastle United 2 in the 90th minute. 5 points from their last 3 home matches, Newcastle. 2 draws against Villa and Wolves.
He's given it away again.
The win against Southampton. Here it comes to Sean Longstaff, edge of the box. Joelinton!
Scored.
Goal! Joelinton has scored! Set up by Sean Longstaff. Joelinton has finished from inside the area. A great chance for him, he couldn't miss. And it's Newcastle United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0 after a mistake at the back by the visitors. Longstaff and Almiron on the edge of the box. Ball is delivered towards the back post. Keeper's dropped it, it's in! It's 2, Joelinton has scored! Fabianski dropped it, and Joelinton was there to turn it in. And it's Newcastle United 2, West Ham United 0. Newcastle's number 9 comes forwards and scores! Firmly hit to the keeper's right, mid-height, but too much power in the ball for Carson to stop it. San Maximo stayed wide and trying to stretch them. Comes in. Good feet. Now he's going to hit it. It's blocked. It's come to Joelinton. Into the bottom corner. Joelinton with an equalizer and a goal that he absolutely deserves after a really good first half performance. He salutes the fans in the corner. Newcastle United 2, Brentford 2. Ball inside by Fraser, back out to him by Cher, left-footed cross towards the back of the box, what a header! Great Newcastle goal, and it's Joelinton who scored it. They're up against 10 men, and finally the breakthrough has come from Joelinton's header into the bottom corner. Brentford 0, Newcastle United 1. Murphy's got there, into the corner, a back heel for Kraft, and then a return to Murphy, who's broken into the area. Here's San Maximo. Oh, it's just ahead of Longstaff, but it's come to Joelinton! Oh! And that's a brilliant finish from Joelinton. Across goal and into the top corner. And they have taken the lead with Joelinton's third goal of the season. He started up front, he's moved out to the left, and that's where he was when he came onto the ball to hammer it beyond Tim Krul. And it's Norwich City 0, Newcastle United 1.
Well, the Norwich left back, Giannakoulis, is all over the place, but I mean, they get themselves 6s and 7s at the back. I mean, Byram stretches for a ball, he hasn't got a clue where anybody is, but take nothing away from the finish.
Norwich were 2 down at Man United last week. They got it back to 2-2, but lost to a Ronaldo hat-trick goal. And now Jacob Murphy in for Newcastle. Murphy across, Joelinton there to make it 2. They have doubled the lead. A through ball which had Willock and Murphy after it, and it was Murphy who got in and played it across. Don't think he went for goal, Murphy, but Joelinton was arriving at the back stick and slammed it into the bottom of the net, and Newcastle United lead Norwich City now in the 41st minute by 2-0. Oh, they've lost it at the edge of the area. Bruno gets in the way. Now Joe Willock, and they play forwards United. Oh, Bruno with a run through the middle, and Joelinton to the left, and Willock takes it on, receiving it from Wilson. 30 yards out, back through for Joelinton, and Wilson saved. Joelinton has scored. It's 3-0, and Joelinton at the Gallagher end with the rebound after Wilson was denied the hat-trick by a save from Olsen. Newcastle in trouble at one end, but then they break, and 4 players involved in the attack, finished off by Joelinton, who has his first of the season. And what a day this is turning out to be. 2 goals early in the second half, and it's now Newcastle United 3, Aston Villa 0.
Yeah, fantastic break again. Newcastle actually got lucky a couple of times in their own penalty area with a couple of misplaced passes. But once the ball broke to Callum Wilson, bodies, the energy, it was all great from Newcastle. Tried to play a slide rule pass through, which got cut out, which ended up in Wilson testing the keeper and Joelinton following up. Again, this may even be a VAR check, but again, I think we'll be fine. 3-0 and not playing brilliantly, but goodness me, we'd take that.
It's an outswinger, good pace on it. Joelinton! Joelinton with a header from Kieran Trippier's outswinging corner, and after 32 minutes, it's Leicester City 0, Newcastle United 3. It just keeps getting better.
Well, it's not a training ground one, it's just a corner kick that's played in, and he attacks it better than anybody. Gets a header on it and powers it down into the ground past the keeper. We've seen him try a couple of intricate ones, but there was nothing about that one. It's just a ball whipped in, middle of the penalty area. He just attacks it.
The throw to Wilson, laid off to Almiron, and through for Joelinton, who could be in for number 2! And Joelinton has doubled the lead, sliding it into the bottom corner beyond Danny Ward. And with less than 20 minutes to play, Newcastle have taken a giant step towards the semi-finals. Newcastle United 2, Leicester City 0.
Oh, it's a great goal. Wilson does brilliant. He just backs in and he holds the throw in up. Almiron runs off him, and then from then on, Leicester are wide open.
Leicester City 0.
Little ball's played square. Joelinton comes onto his left foot, just knocks it straight into the same corner as Dan Bourne knocked it into. You would say that's it. Game over.
Well, while they celebrate in the corner and fans get their scarves out, they've already had one disallowed. They've missed some great chances, particularly Joelinton over the bar from close range. Share down the right wing off a Southampton player. Isak takes it, turns, breaks into the area away from Chaleta-Sarr and rolled across and turned in. And this time it's into the net from Joelinton. Guilty of a bad miss earlier in this second half, he has now scored the goal to make it Southampton 0, Newcastle United 1.
Well, it's all about Isak. This time he couldn't miss. Just put on a plate from him. He's a yard out. Isak, great little turn. Poor defending by Southampton. He just gets wrong side of him and he doesn't. Cuts along the byline and he rolls it straight into the path of Joelinton. And he can't miss. He'll be a relieved man as well.
Well, it's the second time he's put the ball in the net tonight, the Brazilian. This one not ruled out. And on 74 minutes, they take the lead. But as you say, Ando, Share with the move forwards, but Isak with the turn and the speed to skin the defender.
Really poor defending.
Just behind halfway. But the away fans are coming through loud and clear as Newcastle play it through. Joelinton one-on-one, round the keeper and into the net, but the offside flag
offside, didn't he?
Goes up, and Joelinton is pending
offside.
A VAR check, denied. VAR says Joelinton is onside, and Joelinton rounded Lucas Fabianski in the 12th minute to make it West Ham United 0, Newcastle United 2. And what a start this has been. They could have been behind straight away, but then they've gone down the other end and scored 2 goals. Wilson with the first, and an onside Joelinton with the second. For Lucas Paquetá, won back by Newcastle, and Bruno wants to play in Joelinton and has, and Joelinton can take it through to goal. Defenders back with him, still Joelinton into the bottom corner. Joelinton has his second of the night, and Newcastle have their 5th. Played through by the ball from Bruno. Defenders got back to him, but Joelinton drove it with his left beyond Fabianski, and in the 90th minute it's West Ham United 1, Newcastle United 5.
Good finish.
Trippier on the touchline on the far side, plays it back into his own half to Share. Diagonal ball, Joelinton making the run. Joelinton's in, he's gone around Lloris and makes it 2! Joelinton with an absolutely brilliant finish from the ball over the top, around Lloris and into the net. And it's a quite incredible start in a match of huge importance in the Champions League
first, Joelinton with the second. Newcastle United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Near the corner on the far side, Bruno under pressure to Burn, down the line to Willock. Away from Godfrey, Willock into the penalty area, cuts it back, Joelinton with a header! And that is number 2, Joelinton's 8th of the season, and it might be 3 points coming back to Tyneside. Everton have been hit by a hammer blow from Newcastle. Willock the creator, Joelinton with the finish. 72 minutes, Everton 0, Newcastle United 2.
Well, Godfrey got done for the first one, and he's got done for this one as well. He's got wrong side of Willock. Got to be goal side. He just lets him run, and he just dinks the ball up. It's a simple header for Joelinton.
Not quite sure why he was up there, mind, but in a great position, and he finished it nicely. Oh, now given away by Chelsea. Joelinton is in! Oh! And in a flash, it's gone from 1-1 to 3-1. Chelsea with a mistake at the back, and Joelinton was right there to take full advantage and slam the ball past Sanchez and into the back of the net at the Gallagher end. 62 minutes, Newcastle United 3, Chelsea 1.
Well, Chelsea, just said about the free kick, the Lascelles goal, they're all over the place defensively. And they just give it away again on the edge of their own penalty area. Silva just loses it, just takes his eye off it. And this time he keeps the shot down, puts it in the back of the net. And Spurs have been that.
They've got it back edge of the area. Callum Wilson, Joelinton must score. Joelinton does score. Finished well, right-footed inside the area. Miley won it back initially. It was then worked to Wilson, who squared it for Joelinton. Bruno Guimaraes winning it back and carrying it away down the right wing. Only Wilson up ahead. He turns and brings it back. And outside of the right boot, very coolly done by Bruno into Cher. Livramento with a forward run. Gordon in the centre. There's a lot of space for Gordon here. He might take it on. It's Miley and back to Joelinton. Oh, what a goal! Joelinton with a beauty. Just what Newcastle need. His 3rd of the season, and it puts them in the driving seat. As it stands, they are ahead of Paris Saint-Germain and heading through in the Champions League. 33 on the clock. Joelinton, great goal.
For 11 years. Oh, mistake there from McCarthy. Isak, Joelinton! Well, this has been a hard half for Newcastle, but they've taken the lead, much to the relief of so many, and it's Joelinton who is there to finish.
Well, it's a magnificent finish from Joelinton. You've just got to admire the touch. When he takes his touch and the composure, we'll take a run back here. The little build-up play from Newcastle comes to nothing.
Played it up to Bruno, on for Tonali. Chance for Newcastle to break. Tonali to Isak. Gordon to the left. Joelinton free on the near side. Isak finds Joelinton. Now into the penalty area. Joelinton onto his left.
Oh, what a goal!
Joelinton has bent one into the far corner. Fed by Isak, he took it on into the box, cut inside, and Joelinton left-footed has beaten Matt Sells. And brilliant scenes as the players celebrate in front of the away supporters. Newcastle, from a goal down at half-time, have turned it around. Joelinton in the 72nd minute. It's Nottingham Forest 1, Newcastle United 2.
What a break it is again, though. He just picks it up, they back off, and he just cuts inside, opens himself up, left foot strike. Great goal.